All right, boxing fans, welcome back to the channel. I have 4 topics of interest for you today, so let's get right to it. Deontay Wilder, he's back. He'll be fighting very soon, and he'll be going up against Mr. Robert Helenius. And I think this is a very good comeback opponent for Mr. Wilder. He's tough enough to give Mr. Wilder some work, and he also has the potential of the puncher's chance. But as we know, Mr. Wilder's potential for his puncher's chances are greater. I do see an action-packed fight. I do see Mr. Wilder trying to please the fans, and I do see him being very victorious. Speaking of comebacks, Mr. Adrien Broner. He seems to have recuperated from his mental health issues. I saw he was calling out Mr. Nate Diaz the other day, but I also heard that in the background they were working on a Broner versus Romero fight. And I got to tell you right off the top of the bat, cancel that Diaz fight. The Rolly versus Mr. Broner fight is what the boxing fan needs. And not much on the boxing side, although we will get boxing. But you got to imagine the big drama, the hype, the sensation that these two guys would put out before the fight in all the interviews and weigh-ins and things of that nature. And as an added bonus, we get to watch them fight later on. Mr. Conor Benn. Yep. Born rivals. Him and Mr. Eubank Jr. should be finalizing their training and getting ready for their epic meeting in the ring to settle this thing once and for all, clear their father's names, etc., etc. I do honestly still at this point give Mr. Eubank Jr. the slight edge. And it's not based on weight and size only. If he can bring back that intensity he had early in the game when he first became a pro, he'll be a force to be reckoned with. As far as Mr. Conor Benn, we know he's a savage and he's going to give us his all and then some. So I believe the winner of this fight will be the guy with the biggest heart and the strongest chin. Last on the list, Errol Spence Jr. and Mr. Terence Crawford. Now this is starting to turn into an epic saga in itself with this whole contract and things of that nature. And there's a technique used sometimes by promoters and the powers to be in boxing. When you have a super fight, they kind of milk this thing along, They try to squeeze everything they get out of it, possibly make more money, build up the hype. And I hope that this fight isn't being milked for that nature, because it is a super fight. And if it was to happen tomorrow, they'd still make big money on this fight, because fights of these natures need to be made ASAP before boxers get old and time goes by. And honestly, us fans lose interest. So if the fight is being milked via the contract, please stop the milking and let this thing happen. Fans are dying to see Mr. Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford get in the ring and finally demonstrate to us who is the best once and for all. All right. Thanks a lot. That's all I got for you. I'm out.